My name is Patty Stedman, and I'm currently serving on my 18th year on the school board. The reason I got involved with being on the school board is growing up, we didn't have options with education. It was public education or nothing, but I found out early on that when you get involved, you can really make a difference. And so I wanted to do that when my kids got to be a school age.
My name is Jessica Jackson. I have been on the school board since 2018. I've had 3 kiddos go through the West Fargo Public School District. My son graduated in 2024, daughter in 2025, and I currently have a kindergartner. Why did I join the school board? Back at that time, my kiddos were transitioning into middle school, and I was involved with PTO. And that was something that will always be near and dear to my heart. And I knew at that time I just wasn't quite ready to be done with my involvement overall. So I decided to run for the school board.
My name is Dan Schaefer. I'm going into my 10th year on the school board. I originally was introduced to the school board roughly about 13 years ago. The superintendent's assistant and I worked together for the city of Fargo. And she knew I had interest. I've been on a couple of the boards, and she knew I would have interest with being on the school board. I looked into it, and I sat in a few meetings, and I thought that was something that I could get into and maybe be some value to that. So like I said, 13 years ago, I looked into it. I didn't get in my first election, but second time I got in. So I've been doing it for 10 years. So that's really, I just got into it mostly for the kids.
My name is Jessica Jones, and I have been on the school board for 3 years now, so entering my 4th year. And I am a parent of 3 children in the district, 2 here at Meadowlark Elementary and 1 at Liberty Middle School. My mom was the teacher, and I have a lot of educators in my family, and I very strongly value public education and think it's one of the most important parts of our community. And so as I thought about being involved and contributing and wondering what I could do to help my community, being on the school board was something that had very strong interest for me.
My name is John Erickson. I'm on the school board. I have been on the school board for 12 years now. And initially there were a lot of different conversations about where kids were going to be placed in buildings as we've always gone. We continue to build, and I wanted to get involved on kind of where my daughters at the time were going to be located.
My name is Trisha Page. I am a board member for West Fargo Public Schools. I've been on the board for 6 years now. I have a son that has severe autism, and I really wanted to make a difference for families that had kids with disabilities. 1 in every 5 children in North Dakota has a special health care need, and so to have that population represented is really important.
I'm Jonas. I've been on the school board for 7 years now. I'm a former longtime teacher and coach at West Fargo High School, and I wanted to be on the board to bring a more realistic perspective, being a former teacher and coach and longtime resident of West Fargo. So I thought that would help with our students. The goal of all is to make the best quality education we can for our students here in West Fargo. And I think I can contribute to that, along with working for our teachers and our classified staff.
What do I like to do outside of the office? I love to read. I'm a very big reader, always have been. I do like to try new recipes. Can't say I'm the greatest cook in the world by any means, but it is fun to try a few different things in the kitchen. And I also love to garden, especially during the spring, summer. I'm outside all the time tending to flowers and plants.
I am a big volunteer person. I spend a lot of time with my church and the community center where my dad lives, and the rest of my time is really just volunteering wherever people need help.
Outside of my role with the West Fargo School Board, I like to run. I was a long-time runner and still try to work out, get outside, be outside as much as I can. And in my other role, I serve on the North Dakota Legislature, the District 13 representative. I'm on the Education Committee. So it's really a benefit for West Fargo, with a school board member being out in Bismarck, fighting for our students and our teachers.
My favorite pastime is camping. We got a fifth wheel, and we like to my wife and I like to hook up, and we went to the Black Hills and certainly travel around to different national parks. And so far it was great when the girls were growing up with us, and I have 2 girls, so they joined us as much as they could, and now we meet them in different places as they get older.
Well, I spend a lot of time with my family. With 3 kids, we are very busy in terms of going to their different activities. We like to spend time at home together with our pet dog, Luna. We like to play games together. I work in the community as a clinical psychologist, right now working with adult women, and so that's something that I care a lot about and spend time doing. And I also like to read and play music.
Well, as you can see, I have a therapy practice that I share with 2 co-owners, and that keeps me pretty busy, and I have 4 boys, so they also keep me fairly busy. And then my husband and I like to spend a lot of time at the lake with our family. Those would be probably the primary ones.
My main real job is I work for the city of Fargo, and I get involved down at the public works. So I do a lot with the snow plows in winter times, the lawnmowers, the garbage trucks, police vehicles, all that stuff. So I do a lot of research and such for those type of vehicles, which intrigues me. My free time, I have a motorcycle. I like to go motorcycling. I like to go boating. I like to go ice fishing, regular fishing. I have a lot of interests, so it kind of keeps me busy throughout the year. So,
My favorite school lunch. I always liked hamburgers, probably, because we could go that, and we could go back for seconds, and then the endless milk. I always usually had at least 2-3 milks as I could.
Obviously, it was the pizza back in the 1980s in West Fargo. It was the pizza. Absolutely the best.
My favorite school lunch was definitely the pizza.
This is a tricky question. I think I only had one lunch I actually really enjoyed, and that was pizza burgers.
Hot turkey.
Oh, my favorite school lunch growing up was cinnamon swirl French toast.
Oh, that's easy. My favorite school lunch still is spaghetti. Whenever my kids, I'd ask them when they had spaghetti when they're elementary and such, and when they had it, that was the day I decided to have lunch with them. So I've always enjoyed the spaghetti.
My favorite memory is a tough one. I have a lot of great memories from school. I think when I was in high school, I was in band, and our band director really challenged us to work hard and kind of push ourselves. And we also got the opportunity to travel and just see a lot of new things, have new experiences, and those were things that I really valued.
One of my favorite memories, I guess, is always the friends. You get to go and socialize and see them every day and just grow. So it's just always the environment, being around the friends all day long.
I mean, a lot of the memories are when playing in different sports and in band, but most of the time I really enjoyed kind of being on the football team, and most of the rides back when we won certainly were fun. Otherwise, eventually we came around a little bit. But the rides on the buses and hanging out with different friends in different events and whether it be and activities, whether it be band or in sports.
Oh, just the friends I made and the times we spent together out in Devils Lake. I'm a Devils Lake native, and hanging out at the lake and many of the games we won. Active in football and basketball, and we were pretty good.
My favorite memories from school all revolve around band and music. We used to travel to the Capitol for state tournaments, and the pep band was there for everything, and we got to see all the sports and get to know all the players and feel like an integral part of the district. And so that was probably, without question, the thing that kept me really invested in school was that activity.
For me, we were involved in a lot of activities, and I think that was my favorite part. I grew up in a family of 9, so there was always chaos at home, so that was something we could do individually, but I really enjoyed the arts and athletics.
I honestly have 2. One is more heartwarming, and one is kind of funny. But the first one is interestingly, it's the time of year. It was, and I was just talking about this with my mom, but it was making gingerbread house with my mom in first grade, and it was just the complete highlight of the whole month. We had our parents were able to come in and make gingerbread houses, and interestingly, I was able to do that with my kindergartner last week. And then my second, probably most profound memory that I think about was when I was in elementary school, and I spilled milk on my pants during lunch. And I was thinking I would be able to go home and change my pants because that's what all the other kids were able to do if that happened. But it was a really cold day, and we didn't go out for recess, and I had to wear a pair of like boys' army pants for the rest of the day. And I had these pink shoes that I think were overall too big for my feet. So anyway, long story short, I had to wear boys' army pants in these 2 big pink shoes for the rest of the day. And I'll never forget that.